Now, I thought this was very interesting. If you know Sadhguru and know a little bit about him, he talks about his past lives and we all know, especially if you don't know, he created this thing, which is a constellation, which is basically an energetic level type of transformation. Basically, he put his energy into this thing called the dhyanalinga. I think it's the dhyanalinga. And when you go there, and I can see this just from the picture itself, it makes you still. There's probably one of a kind, meaning you won't get this anywhere else in the world. This aged him, even though he still looks really young. It made all his hair go white very early. And he definitely still looks young. You can tell by his skin and no wrinkles. But that's a different subject. And so this rock is one of a kind stone. Maybe it's made of a different material, but it makes you still. It stills your mind and your body. And so, but I have one very significant question. Why did he do this? If you don't know, there's a prophecy from the 1400s, a folklore, where someone, basically, they wanted to make the perfect human being. Almost like a Jesus, a Buddha. But a long time ago, they couldn't do it. So they wanted to manifest the perfect being into the rock, into the stone. So it was a prophecy that someone in the future from the 1400s or even before that is gonna make the dhyanalinga. And it was him. But here's the catch. It wasn't him who wanted to do it. So it was the guru who enlightened him. How he enlightened him was how enlightenment happens for most people. I would say 75% is shock value. Because when you actually are in shock, you are actually in enlightenment. Because you're not thinking. But usually you're such in shock, you're not aware. Most people's enlightenment, even today, especially a lot of people on the internet, they're talking about it intellectually, intelligently, and that's only partial enlightenment. Real enlightenment's when you have no thoughts. as I do right now. So, did he really want to do this? Why did he do this? His guru gave him enlightenment. Basically, Sadhguru he traded enlightenment to fulfill his guru's prophecy. Now, this goes way deeper because he spent 3 lives trying to build this dhyanalinga. He was unsuccessful in his last lives. I've never heard him personally say why he was unsuccessful, though he knows. And so, also I will say, they've been trying to make the dhyanalinga ever since they've had this prophecy and came up with the idea to make it. But it kept getting knocked down and knocked down. It just didn't happen. So Sadhgurus lived 3 lives, maybe 2, to build this where he failed. In this life, he did it. So, did he, for his enlightenment, sacrifice? I don't know what he wants. I understand he doesn't want anything anymore. But this isn't what he wants. It's his guru's prophecy. It wasn't what he wanted. Because he always says that it's his guru's what he wanted. And it just came to me today because my body's messed up and I don't really think things. But I can't think real clearly. My brain is blocked because I can't eat food, so I can only think about 10%. Why? It's like he traded enlightenment. He finally got enlightenment, what everyone is striving for, whether they know it or not. He gets enlightenment, but in return, he has to be a slave to build this consultation. Because it's not what he wants. It's not. So it just makes me question, other than why are you doing this? It's not his want. It's somebody else's. So did he trade enlightenment to be free, to also be a slave and come back for lives to bring upon the dhyanalinga? Because if you really watch and stuff, obviously he doesn't want anything, but all the stuff that he done in his past lives, why is he doing it? Because it doesn't seem to be his dream and his idea. Have a nice one.